Namaste. Today I'm going to read Volume 2, Book 2, Rudra Samhita Part 3, Chapter 14, The Birth of Taraka and Vajranga and Their Penance in the Shiva Puran. Vakraturamakai Suryakoti Samaprapani Vignam Guri Sarkai Surumekadantaya Vinvakratu. Harivisam Pratishu Vidya. Hariom Tat Sat. Narada said, O Brahma, great devotee of Shiva and disciple of Vishnu, this great story of Shivani and Shiva has been narrated very well by you. Who was this Taraka demon, O Brahma, by whom the gods were harassed? Whose son was he? Narrate his story with reverence to Shiva. How did Shiva, of full control, reduce karma to ashes? Please narrate that too with pleasure. The story of the Lord is indeed wonderful. How did Shiva perform the severe penance for the sake of happiness? How did the primordial energy, who is greater than the universe, secure Shiva as her husband? O great scholar, narrate all these complete in every detail to me. Your son, who has dedicated his soul to Shiva, and who has developed full faith in him. Brahma said, O celestial sage of great intellect, O foremost of my sons, whose sacred rites are laudable, I explain the entire story after thinking on Shiva. Listen, O Narada, first of all you hear the birth of Taraka himself, to secure whose death great effort was made by the gods depending on Shiva. My son Marichi begot Kashyapa, who married 13 daughters of Daksha. The eldest of them, Diti, bore 2 sons, Hiranyakashipu, the elder, and Hiranyaksha, the younger. When these 2 began to harass the gods, Vishnu assumed the forms of man, lion, and boar and killed them. Then the gods became fearless and happy. The distressed Diti sought refuge in Kashyapa, and serving him with devotion and observing the sacred rites, she conceived. On coming to know of it, Indra entered her womb forcibly and cut it off many a time with his thunderbolt. By the power of her sacred rites, the child in the womb did not die. As she was sleeping at that time, by a stroke of good luck, they were cut into 7 pieces, and so she had 7 sons. These sons became gods by the name of Maruts. They all went to heaven along with Indra and were taken as his own attendants by the king of gods. Diti resorted again to her husband, repenting for her action. She made the sage pleased by means of great service. Kashyapa said, be pure and perform penance for 10,000 years of Brahma. When it is completed, you will have a son. O sage, the penance was completed by Diti, who performed it with faith. Thereafter, from him she conceived and delivered of a son. That son of Diti, named Vajranga, of adamantine limbs, was on a par with the gods, befitting his name. His body was strong and powerful even from his very birth. At the bidding of his mother, he immediately abducted Indra, the lord of gods, the other gods, and punished them in various ways. Seeing the distress of Indra and others, Diti became very happy. Indra and other gods became miserable due to their own actions. Always engaged in the welfare of the gods, I went there accompanied by Kashyapa. Enjoying gentle and peaceful words, I got the gods released. Releasing the gods with respect Vajranga, a great devotee of Shiva, was delighted in his heart, and he, of pure soul, without any aberration, spoke. Vajranga said, in order to achieve his interest, Indra killed the fetus of my mother. He has now tasted the fruit thereof. Well, may he rule over his kingdom. O Brahma, I did this only at the bidding of my mother. I have no desire for the enjoyments of any one of the worlds. O Brahma, foremost of those who know the Vedas, tell me the essence of real philosophy, whereby I can ever remain happy, pleased in heart, and free from aberrations. On hearing that, O sage, I said, Sattvika feelings constitute the essence of real philosophy. I shall lovingly create an exquisite lady. After offering her, who was named Vairangi, to that son of Diti, I went to my abode in great delight. So also Kashyapa, his father. Thereafter the demon eschewed his diabolical feelings and resorted to sublime thoughts. Since he was free from fiendish feelings, he became happy. But no sublime feeling entered in the heart of Vairangi. With chastity and faith, she served her husband lovingly in diverse ways. Her husband, Vajranga, of great lordly status, was glad very soon on account of her service. He then spoke thus. Vajranga said, O beloved, what do you wish? What is it that you cherish in your mind? On hearing that, she bowed to her husband and revealed her desire. Varangi said, O my good husband, if you are so pleased, grant me a powerful son who will conquer 3 worlds and cause misery to Vishnu. Brahma said, on hearing the words of his beloved, he was disagreeably surprised and vexed. He was free from inimical thoughts, with perfect wisdom and sattvika feelings in his heart. He said, my beloved wishes enmity with the gods. It does not appeal to me. What shall I do? Where shall I go? How can my vow be preserved from destruction? If my wife's wishes are fulfilled, the 3 worlds will be much distressed, so too the gods and the sages. If my beloved's desires are not fulfilled, I am sure to be cast into hell. In either case, righteousness will be lost. This is what we have heard. O sage, thus Vajranga whirled a lot in a dilemma. Intelligently he considered the corresponding strength and weakness of both the alternatives. O sage, as willed by Shiva, though intelligent, the king of demons agreed to the proposal. He told his wife, so be it. For that purpose, he performed another very difficult penance with great zeal with me as the object of worship for a number of years. On seeing the great penance, I went to him for granting the boon. With a delighted mind, I told him, speak out the boon you wish to have. On seeing me in the firmament, in the pleasant mood, he worshipped and eulogized me, as well as craved for the boon as desired by his wife. Vajranga said, O Lord, give me a son who will be carrying out what is beneficent to his mother, who will be strong, valorous, and efficient, who will be a storehouse of penance. Brahma said, on hearing his words, O sage, I said, so be it. After granting the boon, I returned to my abode, thinking on Shiva, though a bit distressed. See if there's any footnotes. There are no footnotes in this chapter. Hence today's reading of the Shiva Puran. Om Prabhu Prananatam Vyumpeshwanatam Jagannatanatam Sanatapacha Bhuti Bhutam Bhuesham Bhutanatam Shivam Shankaram Nasham Visharande Om Kapura Gauram Karanavataram Sansara Saramashki No Bharati Patayara Mahadevi Vishnu Om Tiva Mata Chamitat Om Hari Om Tat Sat.